This is Damon L. Jacobs. I'm here with Allie Mills of The Bold and the Beautiful 25-year anniversary.
Unbelievable. And,
Where are the lemon
I'm only
squares?
4, so I don't know how that works. That it was 25 years.
Now, we've got all this cake here. I was looking for the lemon squares.
Well, I know. I can't bake all the time.
Can't do it all the time.
I can't bake all the
Okay. Well, I want to say that I think your contribution to Bold and Beautiful is one of the reasons it's so successful, because you can balance. You came in with some pretty heavy drama,
I did at the beginning, yeah.
and now you balance
Pretty
that
heavy
out
drama,
with
like
some.
a really heavy flesh-colored turtleneck, white pants, disgusting white shoes, a helmet head hairdo, living with Betty White. That was
Yeah,
that was
didn't look like
pretty
a lot
serious.
of fun.
It was not
for
a lot
Pam.
of fun. Yeah.
But for you, was that fun?
It was totally fun.
Yeah.
I mean, working with
Yeah.
Betty was insanely fun.
And then they started writing more comedy,
Yes, they did.
more fun. I remember a cat dance in there somewhere that I love so.
That's right.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Love that. So, do you have a preference? Do you like doing like the heavy-duty drama, or do you prefer comedy?
You know, I love the fact that somehow I have this character where I could do both.
Yeah.
Because it started with I was on a phone call with Betty on the show, and somebody got the idea that that there were pills, that I was on pills, and the pills were missing, and that began this whole thing of the psychosis that could turn into fun psychosis. Because as I was talking about my pills, my Doberman Pinscher was right here, and I started feeding him my sandwich in a really weird way, and that just started the whole thing going.
So it started. The comedy kind of started from you, and then the writers kind of picked up on that.
And from sickness.
Yeah.
So
Which is always fun.
So it's much
funny on
more
its own.
fun kind of comedy.
Yeah.
Because it comes from, an imbalance.
Right.
That allows you pretty much to do anything. I mean, to be able to tie Donna down in a chair in a mini skirt and stilettos and pour honey on her while I'm actually about to honestly kill her with a bear.
With a bear.
But it was serious. It was deep. I mean, I was really sobbing. I didn't want to kill her. So it's but I love that it's that weird line.
Well, it is that weird line. It's
Yeah.
even weirder that as the audience, we're always rooting for Pam in a way. We don't want her to run around killing people, but we still root for her to find some
Well,
happiness.
but we wanted to hurt Donna in a very serious way, because people that deserve it. You know what I mean? Everybody on the soaps that
She was
watches
getting in
them.
Pam's way.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's there's certain people that I think everybody in the audience just wants a little harm done.
Yeah.
Screw up her hair.
Yeah.
Do something. Get that person.
Donna is
So
one
I
of
can
those
do
characters.
that. I get
Yes.
that person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think
she's
that's
so fun to do that with.
And that's one of the reasons I think, the audience still really roots for you, is you kind of get to be that schoolgirl bully who kind of, messes up the blonde hair. The prom queen, It's
fun.
I think it goes back to even, the Carrie and, the archetypes of, the wanting to mess with the cheerleader.
Exactly. Well, that's
and it's
exactly right.
anyone who's ever been an outsider
That's right.
kind of really has fun
Did you
with
ever
that.
see the show Popular?
No, but I do remember that.
Because the guy that then went on to do Glee, Ryan,
Yeah.
and now he's doing American Horror Show.
Right.
He wrote the show about being popular, and it was a series, and I was the lesbian mother of the unpopular, of course gorgeous, but unpopular guy with the dog collar and with the unpopular friends. And it was such a great show that way, because you really rooted for all the unpopular people.
Yeah.
And you wanted them to get the popular people.
Yeah.
So I was the mother of the unpopular guy.
And I think Pam brings that out in us. Pam is kind of the underdog.
Right. I was definitely unpopular at school. I don't think anybody liked me at school.
We all love you. Now, when you, all these roles, The Bold and the Beautiful, Popular, Wonder Years, and dozens of other roles, when you're out in public, what do people tend to recognize you for?
Well, that's interesting, because it was always the Wonder Years, but a lot of Bold and Beautiful now.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how many people watch this show. And I just went to an island, and it's the #1 show on the island. They have the Weather, the Bold and the Beautiful, and the Young and the Restless.
What island?
It was Antigua.
Yeah.
And when I arrived there, the customs officer went like this. Looked at me and the police had busted me and I had drugs on me or something. Going why is she looking at me like that? And she goes, "Pa me, we no let you on the island."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Did she check your bags for lemon squares?
No, she was so excited though. She started trembling. They love the show there. And so every single islander, these beautiful, really dark black islanders who talk like this, all hugged me and squeezed me. The cooks came out, everything, everywhere we went.
Were you able to relax? I mean, you're a rock star on the island. Were you able to relax?
Well, yes, because it was all the local islanders. Everybody else is so polite. Everybody's polite at a resort,
Right.
But they weren't. Why should you be? It was like, come here, give me a big hug, like that. And I love that. I don't mind that. My husband was very gracious.
Bold and the Beautiful is, as you said, arguably one of the most popular shows across the world, not just in America.
I know.
What do you think accounts for its international success?
Well, the fact, frankly, that it plays internationally. It's a half an hour. Yeah. So in Europe, it's prime time. Mm-hmm. So when a show is prime time every night, like in Italy, it's huge. I mean, it's like Dallas was here, or Roots, or it's like when it becomes an institution. Yeah. So it's just really big.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is in the lemon squares? You get asked
so
that
good
all the time.
They're actually fantastic.
Are they?
And I make them. I mean, not all the ones for the show, but I make lemon bars.
Wow.
And I'm really good at it.
Wow.
The key is not to use Meyer lemons. They're too sweet. You have to use really pungent, regular lemons, not sweet orange lemons.
There we have it, Pam's secret recipe. Though I think in Pam's recipe, there's a couple other things that add a little happy.
The drugs.
Yeah, I've got a feeling.
Those are key. That's why everybody loves me. They're all high.
So what's going to happen next for Pam? What would she's had a few crushes. She seems to be into Nick. What is she ever going to find some true love? Is she ever going to find someone who?
I don't know. I think maybe that's kind of the unrequited love is, I think, maybe going to be my theme. That I may always, kind of like want that guy that may not be within my ken. I don't know if you know in the short run, but I'm going to be with my nemesis, the blondie,
Donna,
for a while. Yeah, we have a little. I probably can't say yet, but we have a little thing where we're being forced to be together again.
Okay, I look forward to that.
That'll be fun.
I look forward to that.
I love being with Jen.
She's I think, a great
fun.
sport. She's such a good sport.
She's so much fun to make fun of.
Yeah. And you got to be a good sport to allow that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm here at the set of Bold and the Beautiful with Colleen Bell, celebrating the 25th anniversary.
That's right.
What is this like for you to see this and be part of this?
It's very exciting. I've been working on and off with the Bold and the Beautiful for the last 20 years.
Yes.
20 years and a couple of months. So this is an extraordinary milestone.
Yes.
And so much time and effort and enthusiasm and blood, sweat, and tears has brought us to this place today.
Yes. Well, one of the things that I have heard, and you can confirm or deny about your contributions, is some of the stories that I have loved, which are often the more reality-based, social storylines, working with the mentally... I'm a therapist, so it's like the stories about the mentally ill, the stories about the homeless.
Yeah.
I hear that you have been partly to credit for bringing a lot of those issues to light.
Well, that is true. And when I said earlier that I was working on and off, we have 4 children. And so when I would take time out to really focus on raising them, I found that I was drawn towards the nonprofit world and social service organizations, and became members of those social service organizations and boards, and really started to understand and figure out some of the horrible situations that people not only here in Los Angeles, across the United States and around the world, were enduring every day. And I thought, why not take that information and use this platform in a really creative way and tell some stories that maybe other people and viewers can resonate with as well.
Yes. And as a lifelong viewer of soaps, that is what I love. And I think this is where this continuing story format is the most powerful, because you're telling these stories, but you're in people's living rooms 5 days a week. What kind of feedback have you gotten from people regarding the social relevance of the storylines around the homeless and lung cancer? And
there's a lot of positive feedback. It's trying to find that fine line, and Brad Bell does a wonderful job of that, of telling compelling and interesting stories, but not hitting people over the head with too many facts. Really, sharing in that way. And sometimes if you take a story and you play it out for too long, then the viewer can become a little bit desensitized in a way. So I think that he does an excellent job of arcing those stories with beginnings and middles and ends, and tells that story and raises awareness on that particular issue, and then gets back to telling his love stories and other more traditional themes that you would find in this genre.
Right. Given that on American television we are now down to 4 daytime shows, what needs to happen to keep Bold and the Beautiful alive and thriving and on the air for another 25 years?
Well, it's interesting that you say that, and part of the reason that I came back to work full-time a few years ago was because I saw a need visually to make some changes in the show. And I think that nowadays, since the show started, you have the internet, and people all over the world from all different walks of life have access to media. And so I think that the viewer has become more sophisticated, and their expectations of what they see visually is much more sophisticated. So we just want to make sure, as Bold and the Beautiful, that our sets are beautiful, our wardrobe is beautiful, our hair and our makeup is current, our music sounds great. And I think that we don't want to look like your traditional soap opera. You have to move. We are, what you said, a continuing series, a dramatic serial, and that should grow and evolve the same way, sitcoms and news magazine shows and dramas and everybody else has to evolve. I think we're going to be around for a long time, and we love our new younger storyline too, new younger characters. They're great. They're great actors. They're good people. They're beautiful. We're really excited about them.
Good. I do love the look of the show, and especially, I have to say, I'll just say honestly, I love the opening segment. That's like, of all the shows, that's my favorite opening segment right now, is the fashion show and the characters, and it's what an organic way to introduce the viewer to the show.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the whole team did an excellent job on that, and we reached out to the fashion designer Monique Lullier, who is one of my favorite fashion designers. I think she's just incredible in the gowns that she produces, and we were able to use her gowns for the opening. So that's why it looks so rich and fanciful and glamorous. Wow. That was really a wonderful contribution.
Well, we're loving the show. We're going to have another interview with you in 25 years to celebrate the 50th anniversary.
Good.
And
Great.
thank you for everything you're doing I really do believe, and especially again, the socially relevant storylines are my favorites. They do help transform the world. I'm sure you get that feedback from fans who learn something about lung cancer or think more about the homeless people in their neighborhood after watching, and that helps change the world we live in. So I'm not even being flippant by saying that soaps help to change the world, and I think you're doing it.
I absolutely believe that,
Yeah.
and we're committed to doing our part to help change the world for the better.
Good.
In any way that we can.
Happy anniversary.